Welcome back students. So in this lecture we are continuing our magnetic effect of current. In previous lecture we have learned about Biot-Savart law and how we apply Biot-Savart law to a infinite long wire and a circular loop, right? Okay, so here we are learning another law. So this is called Ampere's circular law, and we see some applications here also, like a magnetic field due to a solenoid, toroid and a cylinder. Okay, let's start. So Ampere's circular law says what? Let me write its definition, then I will explain what it is. It says that the line integral of magnetic field or a closed path is always equal to mu naught times total current. What's the meaning of this? The line integral of magnetic field or any closed path is always equal to what? Mu naught times the current in that loop, total current. So you write like integration of what? Is closed integration, put a circle here. Magnetic field over any length, they are vectors, is always equal to mu naught times what? Current, total current. Okay, you can write here like sum of all current, write that way, right? And this, if you are writing mu naught, means this is applicable to what? Free space or what? Vacuum. If you are medium, then you would write here mu of the medium, correct? Okay. So the line integral of the magnetic field over a closed path is always equal to what? Mu naught times the total current in that loop. Okay. We have to talk current in the loop only, not currents outside the loop. Okay. Yes. So also this rule does not depend upon what shape. Okay. Does not depend upon what? What shape of loop you have and size also, right now you have small loop, big loop, or a like circular, rectangular, any symmetrical loop you have, there you can apply this law. So this law is applicable for what? A closed loop. Look at the previous law. Biot-Savart law is applicable to what? Any piece, right? Any type of loop, right? Loop or a wire like that. But this is limited. This is applicable to what? Only closed loop only. Okay. Yes. So Biot-Savart law you can write for any condition, right now. Any type of loop, any type of wire, any type of object is given where current is flowing and you want to know magnetic field. But this is applicable to what? Only closed loops, right? Okay. Now let's see. Okay, let me draw how it looks. Suppose you have some closed loop like this shape. Okay, it's a closed loop and some currents are there, like at this point you say current I1 maybe going inward, outward, I2, right, out. Some currents are there in this loop. Okay, current will be the inward or outward, two possibilities only you have, right? So then what it says, you have to take sum of all current, like some currents are inward, some currents are outward. Suppose outward current equaling positive, the inward current becomes what? Negative. Okay, so like sum of all current is what? Like here you say that this dot and these are two what? Outward currents, right? So I2 plus I4, these are two inward currents, so right, like minus I1 minus A. This is what your net current. So net current into what? Mu naught. This gives the magnetic field over a closed loop, right? Okay. Okay, what's the application that we see? So first you're watching here magnetic field due to a solid cylinder. Okay, cylinder. Again, cylinder will be learned solid and hollow, both cylinder. Okay. Okay, let's talk about our cylinder. So I'm writing here magnetic field due to a long. We're talking always infinite long. Okay. Yes, long solid cylinder. In real, the similar topic already you have done in gravitation, like a gravitational field and potential due to a solid sphere, then hollow sphere. Exactly same cases is what here, and here we'll draw graph also, magnetic field versus distance. The graph also exactly same like what you have done in gravitation already. Okay. So let's see. This is solid cylinder. Okay. This is solid cylinder. This axis of cylinder and current is flowing along this direction, some current what? I. Radius of the solid cylinder, let's call capital R, correct? It's a complete solid cylinder. Now we are interested in what? Finding the magnetic field due to this at 3 points. Okay, what 3 points they can ask you? Like on the surface, here they can ask you what is magnetic field on the surface of solid cylinder. This point A we calling, some point maybe like outside, this point B point at distance of x, some outside the cylinder, and some point what inside the cylinder itself, right? that point C point at distance of what, small r from the axis of the cylinder, right? Okay, look here, cylinder is nothing but what, a thick wire, right? When you talk wire case, that already we learned, radius of wire is negligible, so just talk about length only. So it's a cylinder, which is thick wire, okay? So here radius comes, okay? So in case of wire, we have like one case only, that field at some distance away is what, mu naught I upon 2 pi r. On the cylinder it becomes what, 0, because radius is what, negligible. But here on the cylinder will be there some field, okay? Okay, so look here, point A, you want to know what is electromagnetic field on the surface of the solid cylinder, okay? So this point is nothing but what, surface of cylinder, right? What is the answer? Same as wire only, no change. Magnetic field at A point is what, mu naught I upon what, 2 pi r, that's all. Correct? This formula I wrote for wire, okay? Suppose the wire is this much, then at some distance, what is the magnetic field due to wire? Just like what? Cylinder also on the surface, okay? Then point B. Point B is what? Outside the cylinder or away from the surface, right? Again, no change, normal formula, just magnetic field due to a wire. So magnetic field at B point is what? Mu naught I upon 2 pi, whatever real distance. For like on surface point, what is the real distance from axis? R only, radius of this solid cylinder only. But outside point, the real distance x. So it's what? 2 pi x. Correct? Okay. Point C, this is important. Inside the cylinder. Some inside point they are asking, then what is the magnetic field at some inside point. So asking like what is magnetic field at this point at distance of small r from the your axis of this cylinder, right? Yes. So how we do? Watch carefully. Magnetic field at that point you want to find BC point, that becomes mu naught, some current flowing in this small loop, like small cylinder, you talk as small cylinder of that much radius, right now? Yes. I and 2 pi into distance what, small radius. Now you can consider a small cylinder, right? A thin cylinder, okay, of that much radius, small r. So you are interested in knowing that what is the current flowing through this small cylinder, I dash. How do you know? This total current I is spread over the total area of this cylinder. So total current is proportional to what? Like pi r square, total current, okay. Then that small I dash you want to know, that is what, spread over what, small pi r square, right now, on this much area is current. So we want to know what is I dash. So you see I dash becomes what, nothing but becomes what, r square by r square, correct, into what, I. That's what your I dash. That you put in this formula, that you will get your answer. So magnetic field at C point is what, mu naught I means what, r square by r square into I divided by 2 pi into what, r. So 1 r get cancelled here. This is your final formula. Magnetic field at inside point is what, mu naught I upon 2 pi r square into small r. This is important. Okay, once more. Solid cylinder. What is the magnetic field on surface? Just like wire, mu naught I upon 2 pi r. Okay. Outside again just like wire, mu naught I upon 2 pi x, whatever real distance from the axis of the cylinder. Then what is inside point is what, different. So we calculated is coming like mu naught I upon 2 pi r square into what, small r. So you see in this formula that mu naught I and all r, these are constant, leaving small r, right? Suppose I ask you what is magnetic field at center, about this line, okay. Then the distance r becomes what, 0, correct na? So suppose I say magnetic field at central axis of cylinder, right now. I'm asking what is magnetic field on this line. Then you see in this formula r is what, 0, so magnetic field also becomes 0. What's the meaning of this? Magnetic field 0 is 0 at the central axis, right? Then you are coming outward, you are going towards the surface of this cylinder, then your magnetic field will be increasing, because all this is constant, this is only what, varying inside the cylinder. So inside the cylinder, the magnetic field is increasing from central axis to what, surface, and outside surface see what is decreasing, inversely proportional here, okay. So actually we can draw graph also. Suppose you want to draw the graph between magnetic field versus distance for a solid cylinder. This is center, let's say O, this is surface R. Then what is saying once more? At central axis, means at this point on this line, the magnetic field is what? 0. So graph start from this point, right? We are coming outward from center point to coming toward the surface like this. How magnetic field varying? Like this, directly proportional to the distance from the axis. So magnetic field is what? Increasing from center towards surface like this. Okay. Outside what happening? Okay, on surface the field is what? Maximum. Okay, this is a maximum. Then outside is what? It varying inversely toward distance. So outside what happening? Is varying inversely, so it's decreasing what? Inversely, like that way. So in this region magnetic field is proportional to what? R. In this region magnetic field is proportional to what? Distance x, and this is your maximum. This maximum how much? This happening B maximum, and this happening where? On the surface. On the surface of the cylinder we have what? Maximum magnetic field. Correct. So all three cases are clear to you. On the surface, outside is same, it's just a wire only, nothing is new. Inside is what? Different. So this is a formula for that. Okay. Yes. And this is a graph. This graph exactly we have drawn in what? Gravitational also, right? Yes. Magnetic field, sorry, gravitational field due to a solid sphere, right now? Yes. Okay. Then second part of this, what you write? We write a hollow cylinder, then what happens? Okay. So I'm writing here. Magnetic field due to a hollow cylinder. Now this cylinder became now hollow. Okay, hollow means what happens? Current, like what happens in solid? In solid the current flows everywhere, uniformly distributed throughout the whole body, right now. But you know, in solid there is no material inside, so current flows on the surface only, right now. Okay, same thing, this is cylinder of radius r, some current I is flowing through this. Okay, this is the axis of this hollow cylinder. Again we are interested in 3 points. What is the magnetic field on the surface? What is the magnetic field on outside point B at distance x, and inside point C at distance of what? R. Correct. So these 2 points no change, on the surface and outside no change, same as that one only, solid cylinder. So point A means on the surface, right now, no change. Answer is what? Mu naught I upon 2 pi r. That's your answer. Correct. Outside means point B, outside the cylinder. Okay, what is the answer? B at B point, same answer, mu naught I upon 2 pi x, whatever real distance. So on the surface and outside the cylinder same as what for a solid cylinder, which are again same as wire only, no change. Okay, yeah. Inside points only important. So point C, inside the hollow cylinder, right? So inside the hollow cylinder we see there is no current, because current is flowing on the surface only. It's a hollow, right? There is no material inside, so there is no current flowing at all. So inside there is no current, then you see that current, magnetic field and current, right? Current 0, then magnetic field also becomes 0. So inside a hollow cylinder or any hollow things you have, magnetic field is what? 0. Correct. Okay, so suppose you want to draw the graph for this. Okay, then how the graph look for hollow? So this is magnetic field, let's say distance, this is center O, this is what? Surface R. From center to surface there is no magnetic field inside a hollow cylinder. When you're talking, it's a very thin cylinder, okay, very hollow thin cylinder. So there is no magnetic field. B is what? 0 inside this. So from here to till center to surface there is no graph. Okay, then on surface the field is what? Maximum again. Yes, so here field is maximum, and outside is what? Again decreasing only. In this region there is no magnetic field. B is 0 from center to surface, and outside is magnetic field again, where is what? Inversely only. Okay, yes. So this is what your magnetic field due to solid cylinder and what? A hollow cylinder. Okay, yes. 2 more applications to talk: magnetic field due to solenoid and a toroid, which are very simple. Okay, so we are talking now magnetic field due to solenoid. Okay, so I am talking about solenoid. Okay, like wire we have learned like a finite wire, then we learn simple cases about infinite wire. Exactly same we say about solenoid also. Okay, so first case I can talk here like field due to what? Magnetic field due to finite solenoid. So if you are a medical student, generally this finite they don't ask to us. For us they are simple case, what? Infinite long solenoid only. Still I am writing here. Suppose, okay, what is first solenoid? You know that there is a wire is turned into circular form, right? Is wound over a cylindrical bar, okay? It becomes like a your solenoid, just like a spring, right? Yes. So suppose this is your solenoid and this is finite length, so current entering here, current leaving from here, right? Okay. So now what happens? These are the direction of currents from front side, okay? So what happens when current is flowing through a solenoid? It becomes like a magnet, right? Yes. So magnetic field is developed inside these rings alone. So if you want to find that what is magnetic field due to finite solid, then how it looks? Suppose this is central axis and some point is given here, okay? Should I zoom this? Okay, I'm writing little bigger picture so you can see it clearly. Suppose this is central axis. You want to know magnetic field. This is a limited length, some length L is given, okay? Limited length. Fine, we said it's a finite, okay? So you want to know magnetic field at this point B. What is magnetic field at this point? The current I is flowing through this, okay? Then what will happen? This end, you draw a line from here. This end, you draw a line from that end, okay? Both ends. This angle you call theta 1, then this angle you call what? Theta 2, okay? Then how the formula looks, it says that magnetic field due to a finite is what? Mu naught Ni by 2 cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is the main formula, but I said for medical NEET exam generally they don't ask this question, okay? They never asked. They ask us to watch always infinite long wire simple case, okay? So what happens? I'm writing second case, main case actually what? This is general formula mu naught Ni upon 2, okay? Infinite, or you say just long, it's a long solenoid, okay? So mainly we have to talk about this only, okay, for us. Okay, so very long, then you know this angle becomes 0 degree, that angle becomes what? 180 degree. So 0 and 180, right? 0 cos 0 means what? 1, cos 180 means what? Minus 1. So this becomes plus 2, that get cancelled here. So what is the magnetic field due to infinite long wire? Mu naught Ni. That's all. So you have to focus on this formula for us, okay? Yes. So again, what is mu naught here? Mu naught, you know, what is N here? N is called turn density, or also you say number of turns per unit length, or simply number of turns per unit length, okay? Or simple language, N is nothing but N by L, correct? What is total number of turns by what is the length of the cylinder L, right? Correct. Okay, it's also called turn density or the number of turns per unit length, N by L. So this formula you can also write this way, like B is equal to what? Mu naught capital N I by what? L. This is your magnetic field. People confuse with, because when we learn next chapter EMI, their flux comes, so magnetic field we say in terms of flux also, like magnetic field is called their flux density. So if somewhere like your magnetic field, okay, in book in some question come like what? Flux density. So they are same thing only, okay? Yes. Magnetic field is also called what? Flux density, because when write formula in terms of like flux is what? Magnetic field into area, right now. So magnetic field become what? Flux by area, it's called what? Flux density. So magnetic field means flux density also, okay? Do not confuse here. Okay, this is a magnetic field due to infinite long wire, in this format or that format, your choice. Then here also you can write two small case. What case? Case 1. Magnetic field at end of solenoid, and this we writing this case is only for what? Infinite long, means this formula only, okay? This is not, generally this is not asked to us, okay? Yes. So magnetic field at the end of the solenoid, like we have done wire general formula to wire is what? Mu naught I upon 2 pi r. Then we discuss magnetic field at the end of the wire, then becomes half of the main formula, right? So it becomes mu naught I upon 4 pi r. Exactly same thing here. If they ask magnetic field at the end of the solenoid, this is solenoid, and we know that they are asking about this point or that point. This is called end of the solenoid. Magnetic field is produced inside these rings only. So at the end they are talking about that what is magnetic field at that point, right? So this becomes half of the main formula. B becomes what? Mu naught Ni by what? 2. Correct? Okay. Or if they ask case 2, magnetic field outside the solenoid, okay? Because we know that magnetic field is produced in these rings only, keep in mind. If there's any outside point is always what? 0. Means suppose this is your solenoid and I'm asking magnetic field at this point, that point, that point, that point. All these point magnetic field is what? Directly 0. No magnetic field. Magnetic field is produced inside these rings only, right? Okay. Apart from this formula, I tell you some things. We need to find the direction of the polarity, because you know that when current is flowing through a solenoid, it's become magnet, right? Electromagnet. So what poles are developed? Where is north pole? Where is south pole? So there is a simple rule. It's called Maxwell's rule. Okay. So this gives what? This gives what? Polarity in solenoid. Where is north pole? Where is south pole? So it's very easy to tell. What this rule says that you look at your right hand. Suppose this is solenoid, then your finger shows direction of the current, and then thumb will show your direction of the north pole. Okay. Let write full here like Maxwell's right hand rule. Right now, this rule gives direction of the, or it gives the polarity in the solenoid. So what this rule says that your fingers shows direction of the current. If finger shows direction of current in your right hand, then your thumb will show direction of what? North pole. If you know north pole, then you can say about south pole also. Okay. For example, this is your solenoid. It's not looking good, but so this dotted line, they are back side, you cannot see them, so I'm writing dotted, and solid lines are the front view. Okay, what you can see, suppose current entering like this way, then you see the current will look like that way, right? This is a front view. Okay, so you want to know where is north pole, here or here. So look here, this is right hand, finger showing current upward. You have two possibilities only, either current upward or current what? Downward, right? Upward current, so thumb will look in that direction. So here north pole will be developed and here south pole will be developed. Suppose current is flowing downward, then you write like this way. Then north pole will be on this side, fingers are downward, right? So finger shows what? Your direction of the currents, then thumb shows direction of the north pole. Correct now? And same question they are asking for coil also. In last topic we have done. Suppose you have coil, right now, this type of coil, and you want to know that which pole is developed, and okay. So look here, there's a simple rule here. This is a coil, and here current is flowing what? Clockwise, and here I'm saying current flowing is what? Anti-clockwise. You want to know, like you're watching from front, then what pole is developed on this side and what is the pole on the back side. Okay, so how to know? It's very simple. What current flowing? Okay, it's looking very bad. I'm saying clockwise current here. Okay, yes. So what you do? You write here some symbol like this one. S. Clockwise current means you write like S, right? Look at direction, arrow. See these arrows? Clockwise current, so looking like what? Clockwise, right? Yes. So here south pole is developed from the front, and back of this north pole will be developed. Look here, anti-clockwise current, you write what here? N. Look at the N. N showing like what? Anti-clockwise, right? See the arrows of N, see the arrows of S. So it means what? North pole is developed in the front and back side, south pole will be developed. This is what? Polarity of a coil. And here is the polarity of your solenoid. Okay? Yes. So also we know that magnetic field is developed. If they ask what is direction of magnetic field, okay, polarity we have understood, direction of magnetic field, then you know that inside a magnetic field is always from south pole to north pole, and outside is always north pole to south pole. Suppose you have bar magnet with you, this is a bar magnet, and I say this is north pole, that's south pole, then you know magnetic field look like this way, right? Outside goes from north to south, but inside is continuous, so it goes from south to what? North pole, right? For a bar. Exactly same here. Inside these rings, magnetic field goes from south pole to what? North pole, like this. Okay. So inside these rings, magnetic field direction is what? South pole to what? North pole always. Okay. This is general. This is for a bar magnet also. Okay. Okay. This was about solenoid. Then let's talk one last case, that's called toroid. Okay. So what is toroid? You have this solenoid, you just turn into a circle, it becomes a toroid. Okay. Okay. So look here, you have solenoid, you're turning into a circular loop like this way. Oh, I drawn very bad, but almost like this. Okay. Yes. Solenoid, you have just turned into a circle. Okay. So generally what happens, we see in this, these are circular loops, so we have two radius, this is called inner radius R1 and that's called what? Your outer radius R2. R1 is what? Your inner radius, and R2 is called your outer radius. Correct. Okay. So you want to know what is magnetic field developed by a solenoid. So solenoid is nothing but what? Your toroid only, you turn into a circle, right? So what is magnetic field? Same formula, mu naught Ni. What is the answer? Same formula, mu naught Ni, just like what is solenoid only. Yes, infinite long solenoid. This is a rare case, they don't ask us finite. We have to talk about this only mainly. Okay. Okay. This is a formula again. What is N here? N is again same number of the turn per unit length only. But how you say total number of turn? Length means what? 2 pi r. 2 pi what? R. Again, what is R here? R is that distance. This is the center of these coils. So that distance is called what? R. This is also called average radius. If it's given directly, okay. Not given, then inner and outer radius will be given to you. So R is what? Your average radius. Keep in mind. So that is simply R1 plus R2 by what? 2. It's not given. Two possibilities you have. Either directly average radius is given to you. Okay, you can put it here. Or they gives inner radius and outer radius. Then you take average of them. That you use here. Okay. This is a magnetic field due to a toroid. Understand that in physics we cannot have a bar, we cannot have a magnet with single pole is what? Not possible. Single pole, also called like monopole. Correct na? We cannot have a magnet with what? Single pole. Suppose you have this magnet, it has two pole north south, you cut even like small piece, you want to take only north, it becomes small magnet of north again south like this one. Monopole is what? Not possible. You cannot have a magnet with single pole, right now. But we can have what? We can have what? Magnet without any pole. We can have a magnet without any pole, and who is that? Your toroid is the example of that. Your toroid is nothing but a magnet without any pole. There is no polarity of magnet. Solenoid has your polarity, right? South pole, north pole, right? You can find by this rule. This has no polarity. There is no north pole, there is no south pole at all. There is no pole at all. Okay. So toroid is an example of what? A magnet without any pole, because the endless. Okay. Endless. There is no end, so there is no pole. So we cannot have a monopole. Monopole is not possible, but you can have a magnet without any pole. Toroid is an example of that magnet, right? Okay. So this is general formula, and again I'm saying this magnetic field is developed inside these rings only. Okay. Yes. If they ask magnetic field outside any point like this point, I'm asking magnetic field outside toroid. Okay. What is the answer? Directly 0. There is no magnetic field any these points. Right? Also ask you what is magnetic field at center of toroid, this point. Again is what? 0. Magnetic field at center of toroid, right now. Again is what? 0. Magnetic field at this point also what? 0. Magnetic field is developed only in these rings only. So this ring formula is what? That one. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this all we have done about magnetic field. Now we have two principles First is what Biot-Savart law, then second was Ampere's circuit law, and 5 applications we show: magnetic field due to a wire, due to a circular coil, due to a cylinder, due to a solenoid, and what, due to a toroid. These were the applications, right? Okay. I forgot a small interesting question they ask about what coil. Okay, about coils. How they ask? There is, suppose they say that I have a coil of one single turn or single loop. Okay, this is a coil of radius r, some current I is flowing through this I, okay, and it produces a magnetic field of B at the center. There is a coil or ring something, okay, of single turn, and is producing a magnetic field of B at the center. Clear? Now they said this same coil is turned into smaller turns of n number of turns. Okay, this was one turn, same coil is turned into what, smaller turns of n number of turns. Then what is the magnetic field at center? Then magnetic field at center becomes what, n square times of the B is increased by what, n square times. Let write capital N here. You have a big round coil, okay, of one loop only or one turn. You turn into smaller loops of n number of 2, like 2 loops, 3 loops of small radius. Then magnetic field will be increased by what, n square time. Suppose you have one turn here and make it 2 turns, then magnetic field in this case becomes what, 4 times of the original. Correct? Okay, I will discuss some numerical here also. Okay, let's answer these questions. So first question, this says that a solid cylinder of radius r carries a current I, has a magnetic field of 5 microtesla at a point 2r from its axis. Okay, find magnetic field at a point r by 3 distance from the axis. Okay, so solid cylinder they are talking, and what is given to you, magnetic field at this point, outside point is given a distance of 2r, and some magnetic field at some point r by 3, which is the inside point they are asking. Okay, because radius of the cylinder is obviously r, so 2r means outside point and r by 3 means what, inside point. Okay, okay, let's talk about this. What is magnetic field at this point? You say mu naught I upon 2 pi into what, at 2 pi x, real distance, that's given 2r, so 2r, so mu naught I upon, this become 4 pi r, this is given equal to what, so already given 5 microtesla, 5 into 10 power minus 6 Tesla, or because generally answer is given in terms of same unit only, microtesla, so you can keep microtesla itself here. Okay, okay, this is equation what, 1. Now second they are asking magnetic field inside point, so B inside point is what, mu naught I upon 2 pi r square into what, small r. This is the formula, magnetic field inside a solid cylinder. Okay, so mu naught I upon 2 pi r square, r is given what, r by what, 3, 1 r you can cancel here, mu naught I upon, this becomes 6 pi r. Correct? So look here, from, okay, this I keep microtesla only, 5 microtesla. So I just need the value of what, mu naught I upon pi r. Correct? So look here, from this equation I am doing it here, mu naught I upon pi r. Correct? This becomes 4 comes here, 20 microtesla. Sorry, 5 into 4 is what, 20 microtesla. Let's put that here. So magnetic field at that point will be mu naught I upon pi r, all r is what, 20, so 20 by what, 6. Correct? And so you can write 10 by 3, or you say what, write 3.3 microtesla, that will be the magnetic field. Okay, so watch carefully once more. Magnetic field at outside point given, you can write outside formula, mu naught I upon 2 pi x, x is given 2r, right? Okay, inside point given, you wrote inside formula, then this value you can replace from here, that's all. Okay, let's see next. A closely wound solenoid 80 cm long has 5 layers of each 400 turn. Correct na? Length given, 5 layers are given, and each layer has what, 400 number of the turns. If the diameter is 2 cm and current through, I think I missed here, current through it is what, 8 ampere, find the magnetic field inside it. Okay, so direct questions. So look here, magnetic field is what, mu naught Ni, that's a formula for a solenoid. Correct na? Or you can write mu naught capital N I by L, because number of turns and length is given to you. Okay, mu naught means 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Number of turn is how much? 400 turn in each turn, and we have 5 turns. So this total number becomes 400 into what, 5. This is the total number of turn. Current is given what, 8 ampere to you, divided by length of solenoid is given 80 centimeter, right? 80 centimeter means what, 0.8 meter. Okay, this you can cancel here. 10 times 1 0 2 0 3 0, right, goes here. 10 power minus 4 remaining is a 5 into 4 is 20. 20 into 4 is what, 80. So it becomes 80 pi into 10 power minus 4. Our answer there was like 8 pi into 10 power what, minus 3 Tesla. SI unit is what, Tesla or Weber per meter square. Okay, look at this question. Question number 3. Mean radius of a toroid is 10 centimeters. About toroid. Okay, mean radius given to you. Sometimes the inner radius and outer radius given, then you will take average or mean radius. Okay, total number of turns is given 500. Find the magnetic field produced by it when 2 ampere currents flow through it. So toroid, again same formula, what, mu naught Ni or mu naught Ni by what, 2 pi r, because small n is what, total number of turns by length. Mu naught means 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Number of turns, how much they gave, 500. Current flowing is given 2 ampere, and length of this is given 10 centimeter, means what, 0.1. Correct. So 0.1, 2 zeros goes from here, 10 power minus 4 remaining. This become 10, so one more 0 goes here. 4 pi into 10 power what, minus 3 Tesla. That's your answer. Okay. Okay, let's see last questions. A long solenoid, okay, produces B magnetic field along its what axis. Okay, initial field is given B. If current is doubled, current you made double, and the number of turn per centimeter is made half, the new magnetic field will be what? So look here, this is what solenoid, mu naught Ni, correct? Okay, two things are given, that current is doubled and number of turns per unit length is given to, means small n, okay, is what, made half. So this B dash is what, mu naught, we not changing, this is made half, n by 2, but current is got what, double, the saying, right? Current is made double and number of turns per unit centimeter is given what, double, sorry, half. So this two to get cancelled, getting same answer, means B dash should be equal to what, B original only, right? Okay, so this was complete what, the field part. Okay, so tomorrow onward I will teach you what, the force part of, okay, magnetic force on a charge and conductor, and then torque, all these things will talk. So this was field. Two principles we have, Biot-Savart law and Ampere-Circuital law. Biot-Savart law you can apply to all type of things, and Ampere-Circuital law you apply to only what, closed loop, correct, no? Yes. And 5 applications. Field due to a wire again can be finite, general finite wire they don't ask to us, so infinite long wire they ask to us. Then what, circular coils, rings, or you call circular loops, okay, these we have. Then we have learned cylinder today, solid and hollow cylinder. Then what, solenoid, and last is what, your toroid. Okay, okay, so if you have any doubt, please put in the comment. Thank you.